What's up, gamers? Today we're talking about all the emerald cards in the first chapter. These are the first 34 emerald cards that we ever saw. We're doing a review of all the first chapter cards, then we're moving on to Rise of the Floodborn every Monday, starting off with Aladdin here. He's the 2/2/2. He's got Ward. Ward, underrated keyword. You'll notice that they're not printing a lot of cards with Ward lately. Why is that? Because Bucky was too sick. Just leave him on the bench. Don't do anything with them. They stick around forever. What a good shift target. I like this card. Up next, the first green legendary we ever done seen is the Beast, the Wolf's Bane. He's got Rush and the Roar ability. When you play this character, exert all opposing damage characters. So you play him down. If there's a damaged character, this guy can run into it right away. This is pretty sick art. I do like this a lot. Oh, there's wolves there. 4/4 body is okay with me because no Medusa here and can survive a couple of challenges. I'll take on all of you if I have to. And this can also pair with the One Last Stand, the Hercules song card. I'll put that right here. I've never played it, and I've never played against it. So take it with a grain of salt. But I like this card. I feel like it could make some comebacks, especially with all these other cards that we got in Shimmering Skies about like damage characters. Like this could have some synergy with it. But mostly for a board wipe, but you want to give him some resist. So I think he's a 2-card combo. The 5 uninkable hurts a lot. There's a lot better things to play for 5. But he is a card. He does exist. And what a cool outfit. The Cheshire Cat was a problem in the set 1 meta. Not all there. For 3 cost, he was a threat on board. Quest him for 2. He doesn't do any damage back, but it's the ability that made this card sicko mode. When this character is challenged and banished, banish the challenged character. It doesn't matter how beefy the opponent was. If they take this out, if they want to make you stop getting 2 lore every turn, they have to banish their own character to do it. I really like this card. This was definitely the card that was better than Flynn before set 2 and 3 came out. But after set 2 and 3 came out, this card went by the wayside. But still, it's something to look out for because it can shift onto that Cheshire Cat from Rise of the Floodborn. Cruella de Vil was one of the D23 exclusive promos, and it was in one of the starter decks. So these cards are everywhere, but she wasn't very good. She's the 2 cost, 1/3. You'll be sorry when this character is challenged and banished. You may return chosen character to their player's hand. That's kind of cool. So it's like Cheshire Cat, but you can choose any one of your opponent's characters. It could be their worst character, could be one of their aggro things, could get around a bodyguard. Pretty cool. But it doesn't see a lot of play because you don't want to top deck this. It's not going to change the name of the game because it can't do anything on the turn that it's played. Cool that it was one of the first cards that we ever saw, one of the first 6 cards that we ever saw in Lorcana. What do you mean it's $1.54 for the D23? I'm not going to click it. It's not real. The Duke of Weaselton. It's Wesselton, the opportunistic official. This is like one of the first like lore cards where they were like, what's this seaweed? None of us knew what the seaweed is. It was very hard to tell that it was Ursula's seaweed, but you live and you learn. Sorcery! I knew there was something dubious going on here. That's exactly what something like this guy would say. I think he's from Elsa's movie, you know, Frozen. This card is pretty set 1 nostalgic for me. I had to like look for hidden Mickeys in all these cards, and I remember staring at this one for a long time, convincing myself that there was a hidden Mickey somewhere, but I couldn't find it in this card. The Flynn Rider. Wow, I forgot that was set 1. I was talking about Cheshire and Flynn Rider. Flynn Rider, the aggro in set 1, it was here. It was going crazy. Charming Rogue. Here comes the Smolder. If you haven't played against this card, you're going to eventually. Whenever this character is challenged, the challenging player chooses and discards a card. So you put down Merfolk on turn 1. You put down your Flynn Rider turn 2. They have to discard cards if they don't want you to get 2 lore. You know it's a good card when it's a $2 uncommon card. And for the foil, it's like a $3 uncommon card. You know it's a great card. This was in all of my green decks. Click the link right up there to watch our music video about Flynn Rider. In the first chapter, we got 3 Emerald Genies all in a row, and this one's probably the most forgotten one. But we're going to talk about all of them right now. The 6 Uninkable Evasive. Only other evasive characters can challenge this. He's got the Disappear. When you play this character, you may turn chosen character to their player hand. So it's got that late game removal. They're not going to be able to use it when you play this card. It's what's good. Late game removal is sick. It dies to Medusa, but it's got that aggro ability. It did see some play in the Inklands meta. And it has this enchanted card, which this guy is getting tossed around, dude. But what's up with all these cards only having 4 fingers? We want 5 fingers on a card. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, or is he just wagging that one? He's wagging that one. The big boy, the 8-drop Genie Powers Unleash, the Floodborn, Shift 6, Evasive. He's got the phenomenal Cosmic Power. Whenever this character quests, you may play an action with cost 5 or less for free. This can have some really hard wombo combos, like playing a just-in-time Maui card, just-in-time, and then playing... What color is that? That's an amber. So you'd want to play something in amber. I don't know. I think that somebody can make this work. Even now in this meta, I think that this has an opportunity to come back, especially in like purple green. Like there's lots of purple Genie shift targets and green shift targets. Cool outfit overall, solid card, but the Medusa factor, people are shying away from Medusa right now, which is good news. Play cards like this while people aren't playing Medusa. This is the one from the D23, the 100-year anniversary box that came out with Rise of the Floodborn. You could get this promo card. Solid card. That's some good art too. Look at that outfit. And then our last Genie card, mostly as a shift target. There's not a real reason to play this over anything else, especially the Flint Rider for 2. You can wish for nearly anything. Do you want the short version, or should I give you the whole song and dance? The whole song and dance, please. Hans, the little stinker, the 4-cost 3/3. This thing was a monster in set 1. Rules are like older siblings. All they do is get in the way. Hans has 12 older siblings. He's the 13th in line. Man, spit facts. The 3 lore stats. Always a good thing to see. Horus, or as I like to call him, Horton Hears a Who, the no-good scoundrel. This is one of Cruella de Vil's little minions, one of his goons, henchmen. Well, they ain't here, Jasper. This pairs with Jasper mostly because it gets support, right? What does Jasper do? It barely pairs with Jasper. Excuse me. But I just remember that, like, they slap this down on board, and then you're not going to attack it. You don't want to perish in the challenge, and that's what this do best. This guy makes other people perish. This is Iago, the Gilbert Godfrey card, and I drew with Sharpie a little sandwich here, so it made it look like I'm eating a sandwich, and I think that's a crazy thing to do. I think that this is Jafar's shoulder, and I think if he had a sandwich here, the card would be much better, but that's just my opinion. The Loudmouth Parrot, you got problems, you exert this character. Chosen character gains Reckless during their next turn, so it could stop one of their late game monsters. Like, you don't want to do this on like turn 4. You want to do this in the late game. The 1/4 stat line survives a little bit of challenge, but if you're giving somebody Reckless in the late game, they're going to take out the bird. So what's the deal? Did you really want to use your turn to make your opponent just not have one of their people gain lore? Like, they're going to take out your bird. I don't know what the deal is. All right, this one is the Jasper, the other half of the Horton Hears a Who in the Jasper cards. So Jasper here, he had the way better ability. Whenever this character quests, shows an opposing character, can't quest during their next turn. So they can still challenge, they can sing songs, but they can't quest. So you play this down, boom, what are you going to do? Trying to win the game with the card that you played? Psych! You can't quest. This card is a menace, and that's all I'll say about it. Just kidding. I want to say one more thing. What is this? What could that even be? John Silver, or as I like to call him, John Cyborg. He's the pirate. He's from Treasure Planet. I did a video on all the Treasure Planet cards. The link to that is right up there on that card. You can go watch about all of Treasure Planet and what happened. We talk about John Silver and his relationship to Timothy Hawkins. He's got the pick your fights. This is your 6-drop, your boss monster. When he hits the battlefield, you better be winning the game. Pick your fights when you play this character, and whenever he quests, shows an opposing character gains reckless during their next turn. So it's a incredibly better Iago. If you're going to play Iago, you should probably do this guy instead. It's only a little bit more expensive. By a little bit more expensive, I mean a whole lot more. This is a 3. It's double the cost, but for a way better ability that does a similar thing. Look at all these traits. He's got all the traits. He doesn't have a cyborg trait, though, so that's too bad. But, oh, there's dozens of cyborgs. What if Jumba Jukiba had an enchanted rare card? That's what I want to know. The Renegade Science, he's the 5/4/5. Quest for 2. Created something. Ha! But it would never be irresponsible and unethical. I would never, ever make more than one. He made over 600. I think he might have made 700. Was 626 the final experiment? We'll never know. We'll know. Somebody knows in the comments. Let me know if 626 was the final experiment. Jumba Jakiba, cool art style. They should do more of this art style. The Cusco that was incredible in set 1 is now no longer sicko mode, but I've seen it making a little comeback. I've seen it sprinkled into some amber emerald decks lately. He's got the ward ability, which, as I said before, sick. Then he's got the no touch ability. When this character is challenged and when banished, you may banish the challenging character. So it's got the Cheshire Cat ability, but on a bigger body. And he quests for 3. That's what we like to see. You're going to be questing with this guy. That's his value. And then the ward, they're not going to be able to remove it with spells, with damaging spells like Zeus. Like, you can't do that. You're going to have to challenge him, and you're going to have to get banished when you do it. Lady Tremaine got the smoke. The Wicked Stepmother. Do it again. When you play this character, you may return an action card from your discard to your hand. So this deck makes mill decks possible because you can keep getting back whole new worlds from your discard. This card is really good. I like it. I think it's very spicy. I think that no one will see it coming if you play it. Imagine top decking this and then getting back an action card that you already used. Like, say you only have 1 Zeus in your deck. Boom. Play this, get your Zeus, sing it with another card that you already have out. This is the wombo combo. This is the spice. Nobody's playing the spice. What's she pointing to? What's over here? Nothing. Y'all are sleeping on Mad Hatter, the Tea Party. Whenever this character is challenged, you may draw a card. I remember attacking Josh at our locals, and he just drew a card. He said, okay, well, I'll just draw a card. And I say, what? What do you mean? And sure enough, this guy would draw like 2 cards because I'd have to challenge him twice because I think I was on hyper aggro. So I was just like pinging little damage or something. Quest for 3. Dice to Medusa. Overall, it was really good. It's gotten power crept a little bit. There's lots of more answers for him, but he was really cool. He deserves more cards. The Megara that I played for a little bit because it was a little bit spicy. When you play this character, chosen character gets +2 strength this turn. So you're able to one-shot different things. And then that's about it for Meg. She doesn't have much other synergy. She doesn't even have the princess keyword. So what's her deal? There's a deal. A deal. But falling in love was never supposed to be part of it. Wow. The worst Mickey Mouse out of the lot is the Shift 5 Artful Rogue Misdirection. When you play an action, chosen opposing character can't quest during their next turn. So you can lock down the whole board with this if you play enough action cards during your turn, but not much else. Shifting for 5 is okay, and it might be cool in a like Musketeer deck. This could be like your surprise, but then you won't be able to play Steel in the Aver. Or maybe you'd go Musketeer Steel Green and have this as a little sauce. If you want to play Mickey, this is definitely an option, but it's not the best option. He has an enchanted card. Mickey got 2 enchanted cards, and this one is the less valuable because it's less playable. Good card. Good hidden Mickey right here. You see it with the circle and then the 2 ears right there. Hidden Mickey. This is a weird looking fork. You wouldn't want to try to eat with that. Steamboat Willie, or as we call him, Mickey Mouse, the 334. He's here to be nostalgic and to have playmath made of him and to be the cutest little art there is on rivers throughout the Inklands. The little steamboat whistles, answers the cheery tunes of its pilot, because he's whistling all the time. In Shimmering Skies, we got a connecting art of it. A connecting art. It doesn't connect very good, but that's okay. They go together. Mother Gothel, the super rare, had some cool wombo combos. If you put her with Maui's fishhook and like gave her evasive, so her ability, let's talk about it first. Skip the drama, stay with mama. While this character exerted, opposing characters can't quest. So they can't gain lore. They're going to have to do other stuff. They're going to have to sing songs or challenge. So you exert her, and then you got to keep her safe somehow. How are you going to do that? The easiest way was with Maui's fishhook. Maui's fishhook was a 3-cost item, and you exert it, and you can give her evasive. And only other evasive characters can attack her. You can also give her ward, but then like the challenges just go through. The cooler thing to do is giving Mother Gothel evasive and then making them just not even play the game. The Selfish Manipulator, yeah, she is. Cool card, cool deck made around her, but didn't see any top finishes. Peter Pan, never landing. He has evasive, so he could attack Mother Gothel, but nobody plays this card. The 3 inkable 3/2 evasive. What's the matter, Hook? Can you fly? I think that this card is solely here for fan service. To fill a spot, maybe give a shift target in the future, but for 3 costs, that's a really high cost card for this stat line. Not good. This card really showed that Disney Lorcana was like really digging out the lore and making some pretty cool cards. There's a line in the So Shiny song by Tamatoa when he talks about when he was a drab little crab. This is Tamatoa, the drab little crab. This is when he was a drab little crab. Look at him, he find a little token. That's a little lore symbol. That's pretty cool. Someday, I'll grow up to be the most crabbinest crustacean the world has ever seen. And he does that. Except for when he gets entangled by Ursula, am I right? This Tinkerbell had the wombo combos. This was like one of the ways that you could get around evasive. So if you play Tinkerbell, you can, when you play this character, chosen character gains evasive. You could give one of your opponent's bodyguards evasive. And then if you don't have an evasive character that can take out that character, like that challenge isn't legal, so you're able to like take out their other character that would normally be behind the bodyguard, but because they have evasive, you can get through the bodyguard because you can't challenge the bodyguard. That challenge can't exist, so you can attack their person behind the bodyguard. The wombo combos is here. It's only during this turn, so it doesn't save you like Pegasus saves you for later. But this was the smoke, dude. This was the little spicy Tekken that you never wanted to see coming for you. The evasive is always scary, and the 2 questers, so good. It's like the Minnie Mouse Surfer, but in green. And for 1 more. That was it for our character cards. On to our actions, then our songs. We're going to talk about 2 items. And then that's it for Emerald. Do It Again is the Lady Tremaine's ability on an action card. Return an action card from your discard to your hand. And I'm not going to read that flavor text. That's too many words. Oh, and there's Lucifer. Look at that. One time, Lady Tremaine was like, oh, Cinderella, you got to wash the drapes again. And she was like, oh, but I want to go to the ball. She said, oh, you have to get all your chores done first. And she was like, but I already washed the drapes. Crazy movie. Give it a watch. Mother's Knows Best wasn't that good until Ursula came around. And when Ursula, the double singer, came around, pretty sick. For 3 uninkable, you return chosen character to their player hand. So you can bounce your own stuff to keep it safe, or most likely is you're clearing your other person's board so they're not able to quest or challenge next turn with those characters. You just bounce them back. It doesn't matter their cost, doesn't matter their strength. You just bounce them back. What a good card to have. It's a song. Oh, and I'm just noticing these spiders. That's scary. I thought Stampede was just like Fire the Cannons, but I was so wrong. It says deal 2 damage to chosen damaged character. They already have to be damaged, and then if they're already damaged, then you can play this card and deal 2 more damage to them. This card should do max damage to any Mufasa, but that's just my opinion. Steal from the rich, and whose hand is this? It's none other than Little John. That's also just my opinion. Whenever one of your character quests this turn, each opponent loses 1 lore. Whenever one of your character quests. Whenever one of your character quests this turn, each opponent loses 1 more. Whenever one. Does that mean all of them? Or does that mean 1? Whenever one of your character quests this turn. Whenever any of your characters quest this turn? Can this only make your opponent lose 1 lore? That sounds like a really bad value for 5. Whenever one of your characters quest this turn, each opponent loses 1 lore. Whenever one of your characters quest this turn. It doesn't say once per turn whenever one. It would say once per turn whenever one, if it was only a once per turn thing. I think you make them lose a lot of lore if you play this in Quest. I'm confused by this card, but I believe that you can make them lose multiple lore if you quest with multiple of your characters, because it doesn't say once per turn like what a Pongo says and stuff. Like this activates for the turn. The game remembers that this happened, and then whenever one of your characters quest, each opponent loses 1 lore. This is a trigger that happens whenever one of your characters quest. Yes. So you can make them lose all of their lore if you quest with 20 characters. Yes. Sudden Chill, everybody's favorite song card. Each opponent chooses and discards a card. And if you play this with the Ursula Deceiver of All, it's a discard too. This did see play in set 1 because it's just crazy that you just get to discard somebody's card and you can basically play it for free because it's got that song keyword. A great card, a staple for sure. Look at all these puppies. And whose shadow is that? Cotton Swab? Mike Wazowski? It's Cruella de Vil. The Beast is my action card. This is Iago's and John Silver's ability, but on an action card. Don't mind if I do. Chosen character gains Reckless during their next turn. They can't quest and must challenge if able. This is their reminder text that they can't quest. Even if there is no challenge, they can't quest. That's part of being reckless. The Vicious Betrayal. Rar. Chosen character gets 2 strength this turn. If a villain character is chosen, they get +3 strength instead. Wow, big deal, big whoop. But this could definitely deal with Daisy Duck now. But it's a 2-card combo, but lots of cards are being 2-card combos to deal with Daisy Duck. I think that this is valuable right now to get rid of Daisy Duck. And that's why we're doing these videos, because we didn't remember this card at all. If you're playing green, you want to deal with Daisy Duck, they're giving you the beans. This might be the card for you. You play it on your 1/2/2. You play this on your Duke of Weaselton. Boom, away it goes. Or you just do it on your Diablo. And then it goes to a 4/2 creature. Dr. Facilier's cards, and who's that? A little Joker. These cards will tell you exert this item, and then you pay 1 ink less for the next action you play this turn. That's pretty cool, but it costs you 2 to do it. So to get the full value out of this, you need this card out for a little bit. I think that this is spicy. This could work in like a blue-green item deck for Tamatoa and Ariel. I like it. I like this card. I think it could work. The last card in Emerald is an item card, the Stolen Scimitar, the /exert this item. Chosen character gets +1 strength this turn. If the character is named Aladdin is chosen, he gets +2 strength instead. So this is just a better thing than Vicious Betrayal for sure, because you can tap items the turn that they're played and then give like this first Aladdin, give him a 4/2 stat line. Does he get +3? Oh, he gets a +2. So like you Aladdin and Stolen Scimitar, and then you can take out Daisy Ducks right away with Aladdin. I like that. That's not bad. The two Enchanteds we already talked about, Genie and Mickey Mouse. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're going to talk about all of the Ruby cards in set 1. Talk about some more Aladdin things. Talk about this dragon. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. It would be much appreciated. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We'll see you tomorrow.